we have Andre Muniz versus Jun Yong Park. This is going to be another fight on the main card here. Andre Muniz, he is 23-6. He is 3-2 in his last five. He is coming off of two straight losses, though. I think his last loss was a ground and pound KO loss to Paul Craig, so that's not a good look at all. He's fighting against Jun Yong Park, the Iron Turtle, 17-5, 4-1 in his last five. He's coming off that submission victory over Albert Duraev. They're both around the same age. And as far as the reach, there is going to be a 5-inch reach for Andre here. Odds for this fight right now, Park is minus 185, and he opened up at a minus 275, actually. So there has been some dog action on Andre there. Interesting live move, if I do say so myself. I think that Park is a solid all-around fighter. I mean, he's pretty good, I think, everywhere. Extremely well-rounded. I don't think he has many weaknesses. He has a good jab, good low kicks, good cardio. Will be able to play his game for all 15 minutes. The thing I like about Park is that he's able to out-grapple below-average grapplers. He's able to outstrike below-average strikers, and he's able to outlast people with below-average cardio. So to beat a guy like Park, you better be really good in one area or be more well-rounded than him. You can't be like a kind of a below average fighter in any of these areas, or else he'll most likely beat you. I think that in his last fight, this showed really true because he fought against Albert Duraev. First round was back and forth. Albert was using tons of energy behind his shots to damage Park, and it was a pretty close round. But Park, as he always does, he waited until round two when he noticed that Albert was beginning to slow down because of all the energy that he used in round one. And once Albert was slowing down, Park just poured it on him. He was turning up his pace and was able to overwhelm Albert on the feet and hurt him. With a tired Albert, he took Albert's back and sunk in a rear naked choke, finishing Albert in round two. So you just saw this guy's game. I mean, he pretty much outlasted Albert there, made him tired, and then subbed him and got him out of there in round two. And it was a pretty good victory. And he did a nice little dance at the end, too. Andre, he's a jiu-jitsu practitioner, pretty average on the feet. He also has average takedowns, low volume on the feet as well. He tends to want to bide his time to shoot for takedowns to implement his top control and hunt subs. I will say that he's pretty dangerous on top. He could find a sub on the top as well. Now, Andre's biggest area of weakness from what I've seen is his gas tank cardio and being in bottom position. This has been pretty evident in his last two losses, right, against Brandon Allen and Paul Craig. I mean, he pretty much somehow he got beasted by Paul Craig, and he definitely got beasted by Brandon Allen. Andre has about, I would say, 1.5 rounds of cardio where he looks good and drops off after that. He is even kind of close to quitting in some of these fights. After losing some dominant positions, he tends to just accept bottom position and let things happen to him. So that's not a good look. I hope that this isn't a buy low on Andre because he did come in to the UFC as a hype prospect. I mean, he was the guy that I think he broke Jacare's arm, right? Jacare Souza's arm. So I mean, he came in and was made a statement right away, but I just feel like his hype has just died down a lot. I mean, he's had some pretty emphatic losses, and the losses did not look good at all. So he's becoming more of a first round, maybe even second round sometimes, kind of sub fighter, which is something that I don't think will work well against a guy like Park who can put on that pace and outlast you. So the pick for me is Park by decision. I think that Andre will probably survive. Park is coming off of three straight subs, so I don't know if he's going to get a fourth one, but I will look at face-offs to see how they look together, Park versus Andre, before I consider Park a parlay piece, but I'm leaning towards that direction right now. I do think that Park is underrated, even though he opened up as a huge favorite here. I think people are trying. I think that they're starting to catch on that this guy is actually good at the 185 division. So pick here is Park by decision, potential parlay piece. Gerard, what do you think about this fight between Park and Andre here?
Andre, I think he'll look like the more physically imposing fighter, and he'll have the physical tools to strike and be more dangerous. But I think that danger will only last for about a round, and I think he might gas out against Park, who will be basically using everything and grappling and throwing a whole range of strikes, up, up, and high strikes, low strikes, everything. It'll keep Muniz honest. And yeah, I think Andre's just he kind of puts himself in losing positions too often. And he kind of gets too comfortable on his back. And he doesn't show me, from what I've seen, he doesn't show any enough fight in him, I would say, in his fights. And against a Jun Yong Park, who I think won't make too many mistakes in the stand up or grappling. So I'm not so sure how many opportunities Muniz will have to find find opportunities to capitalize on, because the turtle is just easy, steady, and just biding his time and calculated and high IQ throughout the fight. And I don't think he'll make a mistake. And I see Park winning this. And I think Park just puts himself in winning positions, and he doesn't allow himself to put in any losing positions. So I always got to go with a guy who fights in that way. And Jun Yong Park, I think he just knows how to win. I think that when it comes down to it, I think he just knows how to win. So yeah, I'm going with Jun Yong Park, and I'm not sure if it's a decision or a finish, but I got Park.
Definitely. And just for the viewers too, peer pickers, let's go over Park's last three losses because I think that's a pretty interesting exercise here. He lost to Shavkat Rakhmonov in 2016. Then he lost to Anthony Hernandez in 2019 and Gregory Rodriguez in 2021. So he was finishing all three of those fights, but that just tells you that the losses that he has, he's been losing to some high caliber fighters, in my opinion. Maybe Gregor
All
Rodriguez.
quality,
Yeah, all quality,
all
exactly.
quality.
Gregory Rodriguez is probably the lowest quality there, but I think that guy is really a dangerous guy if you kind of put the right matchup in front of him. So I just don't think personally, I just don't think Andre is going to be able to hurt Park on the feet pretty much, and I just don't know that he's going to be able to out grapple him after round one, even as we saw with kind of Andre's energy dump in the later rounds. So yeah, I'm in agreement with you as well as far as Park. Do you think he's a parlay piece for you? Just want to curious about that.
um, I think he'll be in my parlays for sure. Yeah,
Nice, nice,
and I already put him in in one of them today.
fantastic,
Today, yeah, yeah.
fantastic. Oh, yeah, maybe we'll see. Maybe this guy will make an appearance on Bet and May Tips. We'll see what happens.